Hey guys, welcome back to BackPocketGameReviews, and this video got delayed a little bit, but it was originally going to be the most anticipated games after E3, so post E3. A lot of you know that I did a most anticipated games for 2017 list before E3, so I always think it's very interesting to see how that differs, or games that end up not actually coming out this year that got delayed, that might change the list slightly. I tried to skim it down to 10, but it's at 12 with 2 honorable mentions that I wouldn't really quite put on the list, and I'll explain why. But we're going to kick it off with Super Mario Odyssey. So, Super Mario Odyssey comes out on October 27th of this year. It's also a Switch exclusive game. Obviously, that makes sense, seeing as that it's Nintendo and the Switch is Nintendo's console and all. So that game, though, looks honestly to be one of the most amazing looking Mario games I've seen in a very long time. They integrate in what looks like almost like real environments in a real world into certain settings. There's a lot of different worlds that look like they're going to be really interesting, and I really hope this is the return of the difficult Mario games, whether it be like Super Mario Galaxy or Mario 64, to where there was a slightly harder difficulty curve than what I've seen in most recent Mario games, such as 3D World. Next up on the list is Sonic Mania, which is a 2D Sonic game. I grew up with Sonic. Sonic was probably one of the coolest things about the 90s. He was the fastest thing alive. So I am really excited to see a return to the actual 2D presence of the era. Everything I've seen about the gameplay of this game just looks awesome and amazing. The level designs are incredible and harken back to the old Genesis days. So I was really excited to see that. I will be picking that up on the Switch, but that is a multi-platform release and will be available on all of the consoles. Destiny 2. Obviously, none of you should have been shocked for Destiny 2 to make the list. I really liked the original Destiny. I thought it was a tremendously fun game. And typically, if Bungie produces it, I'm probably going to buy it, seeing as that I am a die-hard Halo fan. Even though this isn't Halo anymore, it is still a sci-fi futuristic setting, and it is very well done. The big thing that they have promised to change with Destiny 2 is there's going to be a lot more story content than what there was in Destiny 1, which was pretty much almost everyone's gripe about the original Destiny. A game I never thought I would put on this list, Call of Duty World War II. So Call of Duty is actually taking a stride. Oh, and by the way, Destiny comes out on September 6th of this year, for those of you, since I skipped that. Call of Duty World War II is actually Call of Duty listening to its fan base, which is even more shocking. And they're essentially doing a World War II game. Just a straight World War II game. No more Black Ops conspiracy theory. This is essentially what everyone requested, and I think a lot of what probably spurred them to want to do this is how tremendously successful Battlefield 1 was. Battlefield 1 was one of the best-selling so far out of the Battlefield franchise. That game took off to tremendous heights and got a lot more hype than most Battlefield games tend to get. Not saying that Battlefield isn't a huge franchise, but it's typically a lot more geared towards actual gamers, whereas Call of Duty is a little more geared towards an arena-style shooter, which everyone typically tends to somewhat enjoy, except most people get bored that they make the same game year after year. But at least this year they're departing from the modern era, or the slightly futuristic era, and going back to World War II, which is one of my favorite wartime periods, so that'll be interesting. Next thing you know, we're going to get the American Civil War Call of Duty. Wouldn't that just be fun? By the way, Call of Duty releases on November 3rd of this year. Nothing's on this list that doesn't have a release date now. South Park, The Fractured But Whole. I mean, I'm a huge South Park fan. All of you know that. None of you should have been shocked for that to end up on this list. I've already pre-ordered it, and I already streamed a huge chunk of the Stick of Truth with you guys. So a lot of people have already seen me start playing that. That does release on October 17th of this year. I will be live streaming that night of release. I already have it digitally purchased and ready to go. So next up, Middle-earth Shadow of War. The Middle-earth series is an awesome series, especially if you are a big Lord of the Rings fan. But even if you're not a huge Lord of the Rings fan, a lot of things and mechanics in that are very similar to Assassin's Creed, but better. It's like Assassin's Creed if it essentially worked all the time and had a better enemy system, such as the Nemesis system. The Nemesis system kept me completely enthralled in Shadows of Mordor, which was the original one, for a very long time. There was a part where I thought I was almost done with the game, and I just kept getting caught up with the Nemesis system, and I realized I hadn't even touched the second half of that game. I was just so enthralled in the Nemesis system that I couldn't move forward. If you don't know what the Nemesis system is, you should pick up Shadows of Mordor and play it. You can typically pick it up pretty cheap. I think I got the Game of the Year edition for under $10, but it's wonderful. I will be streaming that at some point. Wolfenstein Shadows of War. Before I forget, 10/10. So October 10th. Wolfenstein 2, the New Colossus. I'm a big Wolfenstein fan. I really like BJ Blazkowicz. And Wolfenstein, the New Order, was essentially everything I was kind of hoping for out of the new Duke Nukem when they made Duke Nukem Forever. But essentially good. The mechanics didn't suck. The game wasn't stuck in development hell. It was a very well done game. It was very over the top. There were nods to 90s and 80s action stuff all over the place. You can dual wield sniper rifles in it, okay? You ever think you're going to need a dual wield sniper rifle? Probably not, but it's cool you can. That will be coming out on 10/27/17. Mega Man Legacy Collection 2. So I am terrible at the Mega Man games, but I enjoy playing them. I do have the original Mega Man collection, I believe on Xbox? Maybe it was PlayStation. I bought it on one of those two. It's on there. I don't know which one. I think it might be Xbox, though. But, Mega Man Legacy Collection. It's Mega Man. What else do I need to say? That comes out on 8/8. So, August 8th. And this is probably the game I'm honestly one of the most hyped for on this list, is Cuphead. Cuphead is an Xbox exclusive title. It is an indie game, but it takes a lot of nods from old school, like Magical Melody kind of cartoons, and kind of just makes them over the top and absurd, like a lot of the Popeye cartoons and stuff that I grew up watching. A lot of the nods and stuff and the art style is all kind of in light of that cartoon style. So I am very excited to play Cuphead. It's also only going to be $20, so it's going to be one of the cheapest games this year I'm going to get to buy, outside of when I rebuy Rocket League for the Switch, which I'm also excited for, but it doesn't have a release date yet. So Cuphead comes out on 9/29/17. I don't know if I already stated that already or not. Alright, so this game, a lot of you probably it flew under your radar, you heard nothing about it. Road Rage. What is Road Rage? Road Rage is essentially the spiritual successor of Road Rash. If you don't remember Road Rash is a motorcycle racing game where essentially you have like pipes and stuff. I think they eventually even got up to like shotguns, and you can kick other bikers away. It's a brutal bike race that you beat the hell out of the competitors. The Road Rash games were tremendously fun. Road Rage looks like that, but with modern visuals, like updated graphics. So I'm really hoping that this game can live up to everything I'm hoping it will be. That game comes out on September 19th of this year. You should check it out, though. Obviously, I don't put commercials or gameplay in this because since it would all be pre-release gameplay, the videos will just get flagged. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. So, The Lost Legacy is a DLC, essentially, for Uncharted 4, but supposedly Naughty Dog is saying that it's so large, it's essentially its own game. It's going to be on sale for $40. I'm not going to really talk about the Uncharted story, because if you haven't played it, you should. It's easily one of PlayStation's greatest things to ever happen for them. And easily Naughty Dog's greatest game. And I'm telling you that as a big Jak and Daxter fan, that I would I would still tell you Uncharted's Naughty Dog's best game. That comes out on August 22nd of this year, and that is a PlayStation exclusive. God of War. Yeah, the new one where he has like a son and all that stuff. Good old Kratos, he looks angry and old. So I played the original 2 God of Wars, kind of fell out of it. Didn't really get too into God of War 3. I tried. I did rebuy it for the PlayStation. I do eventually plan to retry playing that. And hopefully I can get into the franchise a little more than what I originally did. But no one will know if I actually do or not. I'll probably stream it. I stream most of the time I play single-player games. If I'm going to be playing a game, I'm typically streaming. So I essentially make my fun work. But you get how that works. So, and then the 2 honorable mentions, the 2 games that came as my honorable mentions were Battlefront 3. So Battlefront 2, I mean, sorry. I grew up with the old Battlefronts, so to me, I've already been through this number of games. Battlefront does look really good, but I was extremely let down by last year's game. I expected a story mode, I got no story mode. I expected to not hold my hand the entire way through the multiplayer, and it held my hand the entire way through the multiplayer. And there were just so many downsides to it that I wanted it to be fun, and then it was completely overran by microtransactions. But Lord willing, that doesn't happen this time around. Hopefully EA also hops on board with, the other major titles that have done away with season passes. Yeah, such as Overwatch, Halo, Gears of War, all of which have done away with them and had more success from their microtransaction model than what they would have had they had just done the traditional way of going about it. And then the second one totally deserves to be on this list. It's not like I'm telling you you shouldn't be excited for this game. I personally don't like the mainline franchise. Forza 7. I liked the original Forza series up until Horizon came out, and then once Horizon came out, I just was never able to go back to the regular Forza franchise. I love the Forza Horizon games, and I love the Forza games in general when it comes to the actual racing mechanics or to the details that they put into the cars, or even just everything about it, such as the way it handles weather, the way that your car handles differently in different weather. It is easily the most impressive racing sim that still feels like a game. So a lot of people would say, oh, well, Gran Turismo is so much better. Gran Turismo doesn't feel like a game. It just feels like a racing simulator. It's all right. It's not that much fun to me. Forza 7 brings Forza in general brings a lot more to the table to me, especially Horizon. For those of you who don't know what the difference between Forza 7 and Forza Horizon is, 7 is track and circuit racing, whereas Horizon is open world. So I prefer open world. So, guys, let me know what you think is missing from this list and that you just cannot believe that I would not have been excited for. Such as Babysitting Mama 2. No one was... I don't even think that's a thing. I don't think Ubisoft is that desperate for money. By the way, that was made by Ubisoft. So, well, it was made by Calypso. I think Ubisoft published it. For those of you, though, who have anything that you think I really should have had on this list, let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a like. Drop them thumbs. They're essentially a giant middle finger to the haters and the trolls who live in their mother's basement. But if not, you can also hit that dislike button. That's up to you. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll have plenty more content coming for you soon, so stick around.